cruising down the I-5, beauty on my right side, Jesus on my left side, throwing up the west side. I ain't gotta be you, I already found me.
It's Brei Endia in 808 Tavern. I am now in Oregon. What part of Oregon am I in?
You're in Salem, Oregon.
I'm in Salem. So still on my 2020 pandemic road tour, and I'm meeting with another creator here in the USA, and I'm gonna let you all get to know him as we are in our I Am Who segment and learning about different creators, artists, entrepreneurs, and people making innovative decisions right now. Introduce yourself for us.
Right. How's it going? I got this amazing mask going on right now. 808 Tavern going on right now. My name is Young Dalliance. I go by Young D for short. I am a musician of sorts. Kind of found a niche in the rap genre, but I use kind of a couple other genres to, I don't know, incorporate some flavors into there. But that's mostly what I do.
Okay. So before we get to, I want to ask a few questions about your craft. But before we get into that, tag on the I Am Who, and starting with that, it's who you are. So I'm just saying I am who, but basically you're going to describe who you are without telling us what you do. Because we're going to get into what you do.
Through a curveball.
But yeah, you know, just kind of a description of, you know, just looking a little bit deeper in those characteristics and traits that make you who you are as an individual. And not necessarily what you've been through either, but you know, sometimes it may be a few sentences or a couple words to describe who you truly are. So, I am who are you?
I am a little bit of an oddball. I'm a passionate person by heart, kind of artsy.
Okay.
I can be a little melancholy at that point, but very goal-oriented. That's the type of person I'd say I am.
That's big. That's important. Okay, and those are good things. So goal-oriented stood out to me.
Okay.
So because of that, is that a primary thing when it comes to the things that you do on a day-to-day basis? Is making sure that you have, like, even down to the simplest thing, is being goal-oriented one of your strengths, would you say?
I would say it really depends on how you take that. I have a procrastination streak a little bit with some things. Other things, they're to the T. I'm very on them. I have a goal in mind. But as far as like an everyday schedule type of person, that's not necessarily me. But the goals that I do have, I do chase them aggressively, I'd say. So.
Okay. And being goal-oriented sometimes can be a good and bad thing, like you said. So, and as the description of who you are, give two things, or at least one, as an actual characteristic of your personality that you would say is of who you are.
Interesting, a characteristic. I feel like there's a lot of wiggle room with that one right there. But a characteristic. Interesting. What would you describe, like, for you? What would be true
so for
you
me,
to go off?
I like to say that my major characteristic, well, I'm ambitious, but ambition. So that's a characteristic that I say I'm ambitious, you know?
Absolutely.
I'm always, I guess, for lack of the bit, you know, the nice word, I'm a go-getter.
There you go.
So I'm gonna get whatever it is that, you know, I have my mindset to.
You get your mindset on it, your eyes on it, and you go for it.
Exactly.
So with that in mind, I would say, going with the characteristics since you shed a little bit of light on it, I would say that, I know this sounds funny, but I'm a stubborn type of person.
Oh, okay.
If I don't want to do something, you know, I can just be lazy and I just won't do it no matter what. I'd go back and forth with my mom on things, with friends on things, you know. But if I really want to do something, it doesn't matter. Like, I'll go sleep outside, you know, to prove a point. I'll whatever. So when it comes to music and things I'm passionate about, I really, like, just really have I'm gonna, you know, I don't know who said it, but someone said, don't prove your haters wrong, prove your supporters right. And so that's somewhere where I've been trying to guide it a little bit more, but I'm a very stubborn person when it comes to things I want to accomplish. So maybe go-getter in the background, but definitely want to go for that. And another thing is I'm a passionate person in general. Okay. So when it comes to arts, like music, painting, no matter what people are doing, when there's passionate people around me, I'm just passionate about what they're passionate about. For me, that's music, but I can see art in everything. And so with everything, what I listen to, how I like to talk, you know, there's just a passionate person in general.
Those are really good characteristics, because with what you're doing, I mean, without passion,
what is it? You
exactly.
know, it's just words.
Yeah, when it comes to the arts, I feel like that's definitely a characteristic and trait that people need to be having. But some people actually don't have passion behind what they do.
I am managing myself, and there's a bit I would want to go into about that in time, you know. But right now I'm currently managing myself. When I first started, I was like, oh, I need to find someone, I need to find someone. But you realize more and more, no one cares more about your craft than you will.
Right.
No one, like, it's like no one understands what's in your head. If you ever try to draw something that you saw in your head, it doesn't look the same.
Right.
You know, no one knows that vision as well as you do. And so currently I manage myself from marketing to most of the production. I have friends who obviously work with me with production and things like that.
But you are independently in charge.
Absolutely.
Of yourself.
Independent, yes.
That's good. And okay, so I'm a person who respects all those who did all types of forms of art before us.
Okay.
But at the same time, I understand that because we're creative people ourselves, we're gonna have our own kind of mind frame and mentality on how we're gonna go about it, and what we'll settle for, what we won't, especially because you said you're stubborn, so you already know you're not going to just take anything. So yeah, that's just how I think some people, when it comes to that realm, are very that way in our generation. But also the generation behind us is kind of trying to, you know, develop their ways, and you know, it's always everything social media, technology. So with those things already kind of being the main things, which I'm sure you use those as your platforms.
Absolutely.
How do you manage doing that, and then what you have in your personal life? What do you have going on outside of, you know, your craft that you're doing that's balancing to kind of show that you're multitasking, and as a creator you can still grind on your craft, but either you can or need to have other things in place?
Absolutely. Okay, so going off of that, kind of what else I got going on in the pot for the most part, and how I'm, I guess, juggling these things at the time right now. I do not have kids. I have a family that I'm pretty close with as well. So my family I'm pretty close with. Oldest at 8 out here, so that gets a little crazy.
Oldest at 8, wow.
Oldest at 8, yeah. So oldest at 8 out right here. I'm currently dealing with some legal issues right now, and so that's going on in the background. Nothing crazy, but definitely when people start to see people are doing things a little bit, there's a little bit of snakes in the grass mentality, yeah. And so I'm dealing with that right now. I work full time going on. I also have to handle, there's just, I've noticed there's 2 separate parts of handling art. Like if you truly want to make your art a business, I've noticed, like, you're out here, you're on the road, you're doing it, you know, no one else is pushing it for you, you're doing it. But I have to kind of juggle the fact of, 1, I have to market on social media, 2, I have to be able to step away from the light and go create art, go have experiences, go live life, go talk to the people I have in my circle around me, build with people, be there when people need me, and then be able to step back in and post every day or post every other day or keep up with that and get it out there. A couple other things that I've been working on. So it's work, family mostly, got some legal issues in the background. Had friends going through stuff lately that I need to really make sure that I've been there for, but honestly it's just a little bit of a juggle of everyday life and finding the balance between being an effective promoter of yourself and your brand and then being a present person as well.
Hey, you know what it is, Young D out here with Brei, Endia. We just finished a little something coming up here with 808 Tavern. I'll let you guys say hi real quick. How you doing out here?
Hello.
You have anything you want to say to anybody?
I hope that you all enjoy everything that you see on 808 Tavern, and make sure you all are being safe in this 2020 pandemic. Love.
Take it easy.
If you would've asked me, strangers could be you and me. Seems like you can't take my lead. We both say things we don't mean. If you ask me, I don't know. Take my hand, you're on them all. Tell them all we fall in style. Brace yourself, we're crashing now. If you